Good morning, everyone. I thought it was going to be sunny this morning, but so far it's cloudy. Maybe it'll turn sunny in a while. I'm pretty sure the guys want to try baling the straw today because the neighbor was able to combine our rye while we were on vacation, so the kids took care of the rye seed. And then Ethan went in and clipped the rye because there was so much grass that came into it. So the neighbor, long story short, the grass had grown in the rye because we couldn't get the rye off in time due to some combine issues. And so the grass had grown up through it quite substantially. So they clipped the tops, I believe, of the rye, and then Ethan went in and mowed the rest. So there's grass mixed with the rye, and it's been drying for several days. Anyway, I think today's the day to bale that. But we won't be baling until this afternoon. Ooh, those look ready. So what I was gonna do is pick some tomatoes. I have a bunch of tomatoes that are ready and that need to get picked. I won't be able to process them today, so I'm going to stick them all in the freezer and then I'll process them when I get a chance. So I had to lock my turkeys in. I was letting my turkeys free range. After I butchered all of my meat birds, I just let my turkeys free range. And I absolutely loved it. They're the friendliest little things. They follow me wherever I go. And anyways, they were sampling all the tomatoes to see which ones were the ripe ones. And well, I can't have that. I do believe I have blight on some of my plants, and it's moving its way to the other plants. Here's a tomato they took a sample of, and it's already starting to mold. I'm not too worried about the blight right now, just because our season is winding down, and I think the tomatoes that are on it are the ones that I'm gonna get. So yeah. All right, I have all my tomatoes washed and ready to go in the freezer. This is how many I picked today. I have a lot more on the plants yet, but I thought since the turkeys aren't a threat to them anymore, I picked the most ripest ones that I thought would probably rot first, and I'll just leave the rest on. They can stay on the plant for several days without rotting. And yeah, so that's how many I got today. Just a maybe 5-gallon bucket. Then I also picked some peppers. This one here is the first one of this variety that I picked. It is a super hybrid. I picked it a little bit green, thinking that maybe it wasn't going to fully yellow. I don't know. Maybe I rushed it a little bit early, but I think it'll still be really good. And then I also picked some sweet corn for supper tonight. Everybody is going to be eating phone call, didn't know, I don't even know where I left off, but we have the whole family eating supper tonight, so kind of want to make that special because that's becoming a rare thing around here with all the kids working and going everywhere, and Ethan's going to be getting married here soon, so we're having sweet corn for supper, and I'm making bread and pie and all the good stuff. So I got my work cut out for me. In an earlier video, I mentioned that I ran my rototiller out of oil. And I know it's a bad thing, and I've learned my lesson. Anyways, it didn't do a whole lot of damage, thankfully. But Sanders has found the parts, ordered the parts, and they have arrived, and now he's already put it back together. And I didn't even show you what he was doing because I didn't know he was working on it. You want to tell him what you did? Because I didn't ruin the motor, thankfully.
I already told them.
Yeah, let's recap what we did. For those that didn't see the video or that part of the video, recap what had happened and what you replaced.
Well, Mom ran out of oil, and she overheated the engine, which locked the crankcase bushing to the crankshaft. And that's that. Just had to replace gaskets.
So you've got the gaskets replaced, and you're wandering around everywhere. And you're ready to fire it up for the first time? Were you hoping that it had done worse damage so that you could
Get paid more?
so you could experiment more with that engine?
Which way is choke? Is choke?
Um,
Or is it not the arrow? I think it's to the arrow.
Yep, it's like that.
Ooh.
Doing that.
Well, thank you for showing us, and thanks for fixing it.
Now you paid.
Ah, I pay you good. We've got pie for supper. And your favorite, fresh sweet corn. Well, supper is ready. The table's set. But Ethan just came home with the baler, which means it's not a good idea. Which means it's not a good thing. He was baling hay for the neighbor, and then was gonna go bale some of our straw before we lose some of this daylight. And well, go see what's wrong. I know he was shearing some bolts, so that wasn't a good thing. What's going on?
What's going on? Good question.
Uh-oh. If you don't know what's going on, that's not a good thing.
Well, we picked up a steel bar.
Ooh.
And
In a bale? In a windrow, I mean?
Yep, and a tip. And it, kept shearing the plunger. Well, so we cleaned it out. I wondered if they had picked up steel or stone.
Something.
So we cleaned it out, and sure enough, there's a steel rod, 1 inch round. But in the meantime, I don't know if that caused a bearing on the plunger.
Oh, to go out?
Yeah, that's the funny thing of this whole thing. So we don't know what caused what,
But the plunger keeps falling?
well, now it falls where it didn't before, but whether the steel rod did something with it or what. Okay, leave that there, and then there. There's that.
Tight quarters.
Oh, it's a roller with 2 bearings in the middle. Looks like.
Never had it apart before?
No, that's a snap ring. Those are the centers. So how do we get them out of there? Figure out what shaft I got. It looks good there. He's out. Got him? Yeah.
Here they are. So no more baling until parts?
Well, that's a good assumption, probably.
Yeah. Okay, stay tuned. Hay is drying, and hopefully they have the parts tomorrow morning, because they're talking rain after tomorrow. Good morning. It's a new day. Last night the guys got the Baler all tore apart. This morning we did some calling around to see if anybody carried the bearing that we needed. Nobody carries this bearing, and it needed to be ordered in. It won't be in until the middle of next week. The hay's down, the straw's down, there's rain in the forecast, and so we need to get the hay baled today. And if you guys know what it's like here in Michigan anyways, the later in the season, it's the end of August here right now, and the later in the season it gets, the harder it is to get dry hay. The sun sets early, we usually get heavy dews during the night, and then by the time that dew has dried off, there's only a few hours to work with to get that the hay dry and to get it baled. So today, this morning, it's sunny, there's a pretty nice breeze out, and the dew is drying up pretty quickly, so hopefully Ethan can get this fixed and we can get baling. Let me show you what he's doing. What are you doing?
So inside this roller, it's got a double bearing. Basically, I cut the other part off for spacers, but that one goes in here, and then that fried. So what we did was we took this out, we took the race out inside of here, found it'd be 47 millimeter on the inside. Measured it out, we found a bearing that fit on the inside, but it didn't fit around the shaft because it was a little too big, because the shaft is a 25 millimeter. And this bearing, I can't remember if it's a solid inch or not. So we had to, basically we cut a little metal sleeve to do it. Hopefully that works. So we just got to finish up today.
So you're ready to put it in?
Yeah.
Oh, it came just in time. You did all that by yourself?
Well, they had found the bearings, but other than that, yeah.
Oh.
It just slides on. There's still a little bit of slop.
Is it?
Just a smidgen of slop, but it'll get us by.
Let me feel.
And you can't feel it with all the weight on it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh.
And this washer goes here. I had to add or build another washer from the back side because kind of tore it apart, so I just took the race, cut off a piece of the race, and put that as the washer.
You don't need to use that race, or?
This race is junk.
Oh, that's the junk part?
Yeah. The race shouldn't be apart from the...
Oh, they shouldn't separate.
Not on a ball bearing.
No.
So basically, once we got this on, we just have to put everything back on. It's basically the opposite of what this looks like. Backwards.
Oh, backwards.
Yeah.
So you have to put that bracket back on.
Put the bracket.
So where was the rod that you guys found? Where was that located?
Oh, so the hay comes in here, and then once this gets filled up, it trips out, and then that goes up, and then it got stuck like in this, and against the plunger. So the plunger, it was like sitting up here.
Hold on. What?
It was like sitting up here like that, and then the plunger came down and stopped on it.
Oh, so you kept shearing bolts, and that's why, because it couldn't go any further?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they got the baler fixed, so the bearing must be holding, and he also had to grind some of the knives. I do believe that the pole or the bar, the steel bar that was caught in there. Did a little bit of bending. So Ethan did some straightening and grinding of some of the knives, and it looks like he's got it going and it's working pretty good. And so this is our straw, and like I said earlier, the grass had grown up through it. Actually, it looks like there's clover coming up, but these bales, they're over here picking them up, Sanders and Kevin. These bales are not going to be the pretty golden color straw bales that you're used to seeing. They're more brown. But that's okay. There's gonna be a little bit of green. This dried grass is in here, which it's not a big deal. I mean, the calves will surely like it. They'll probably eat it more. But yeah, that's what we're working on. Hopefully we'll get this all baled and picked up in this afternoon, because Ethan has to also bale hay for the neighbor too. Sanders was getting good at this.